Hello and welcome back to the Hyder Center here at Creighton Prep as we wrap up our day with another fantastic matchup in the boys semifinals of the Metro Holiday Tournament. You just saw first-ranked Millard North defeat fourth-ranked Omaha Central, and now we have second-ranked Bellevue West going up against third-ranked Omaha Creighton Prep, which should be just as good of a matchup for sure. These are
If
two
not better.
excellent teams. So I'm Tyler Reedy along with Brendan Prizeman, bringing you another fantastic matchup of basketball. What a day it's been.
Oh, it's been incredible, and I think this might be the best game of them all. These two teams, very familiar with each other, very good. Both are bringing back a lot of production from last year. When they played each other twice, both games were blowouts. This game, I think, should be a little bit closer.
Yeah, so you look at the bracket, how these teams got here. Creighton Prep had to go through their rivals at Omaha Westside, and you saw it here yesterday. What a game that was. Creighton Prep coming back from a 20-6 deficit at the end of the first quarter to win that one 61-57. Meanwhile, Bellevue West, bit of a tough game against Millard West, but a pretty sizable win. They've been rolling through things pretty nicely, ranked second in the state for sure.
Both teams unbeaten. Both teams deserve to be unbeaten. Definitely the second and third best teams in the state. You just saw the first one, Millard North, play earlier. But both these teams are very good with championship aspirations that are pretty realistic if everything breaks right.
Yeah, so looking into those two games yesterday for Prep, 61-57 over Westside. A.J. Rollins, what a game. 16 points, 15 rebounds. Brendan Buckley with 13 as well. Luke Jungers with 12. And then Bellevue West, the 13-point win over Millard West. Frankie Fiddler dominated with 25 points as usual. And then Chucky Hepburn, he doesn't have to score to have a massive impact.
No, he does not.
9 points and 12 assists. But let's talk about what A.J. Rollins did in that Creighton Prep game. Oh, my. 15 rebounds. I mean, he took over the game. You see him in the warm-ups there. He's been fantastic.
He certainly did. He's been exactly what this team needs him to be, and that's the defensive and rebounding anchor, kind of the Bill Russell of the team. He doesn't necessarily need to score as long as he gets the rebounds and the defense.
Rollins has been hot lately, but Luke Jungers has been hot all season long. He's been phenomenal, making plays, getting rebounds, getting points. He's still the leading scorer by 3 for Creighton Prep, and against Bellevue West, they're going to need every bit of him on both sides of the court.
I mean, it's not just Jungers. Casey O'Malley has also stepped it up in the past few games. He had 10 against Westside, and he's now averaging 8 points per game on the season on really good shooting. He could be a key to Prep winning this game, but Prep's always got a solid roster. Bell West has a pretty solid roster, too. Obviously, besides Hepburn, the Wisconsin commit, they've also got Frankie Fiddler. He's committed to UNO, averaging 19 points a game this year. And then superstar sophomore Josiah Dodsler, averaging 12 points and 3 steals, shooting 63% from the field, 50% from 3, and 90% from the line. A great all-around shooter. So both these teams very solid. And they played each other twice last year, as I mentioned. Both games were blowouts, but those games can reveal a little bit about both teams. In the Bellevue West win, Frankie Fiddler had 18, Hepburn had just 16. And Prep kind of struggled a bit. Justin City had 17, which was his career high until a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, Omaha North game.
And then A.J. Rollins had 11. But then you look at the Prep win, which was a blowout. Fiddler had only 4. Hepburn had 20, though not on great shooting. And then Justin City had 9. Brendan Buckley had 6. Rollins had 9. Majay Wiley had 13. Luke Jungers had 14. So both these teams kind of have the same philosophy. They win when everyone gets involved and everyone plays well.
In these two teams, they have Metro Holiday Tournament history. As you mentioned in that matchup which Creighton Prep won, Junior Jays knocked out Bellevue West in the Metro Holiday Tournament last year, and they lost in the finals to Millard North, who we just saw earlier. But these two teams played each other twice last year. They're familiar. You see the starters being introduced. So let's give them to you. Starters for this game, Creighton Prep, you got number 3, Justin City, the 6'2" senior guard. You mentioned his career high 18 points a week and a half ago against Omaha North in the first round.
Putting up 9 points a game right now. He's a really solid player.
And then Brendan Buckley struggled a little bit against Westside. Number 4, the 6'3" guard. Still 9.3 points per game. Still leads the team in steals per game and still is excellent, 45% from downtown. And then you got A.J. Rollins, number 11. Man, what a game against Westside. We already went through it. Up to 8 rebounds per game, leading the team by a good margin. And number 12, Majay Wiley, the senior guard. 6.8 points per game. Held to 3 points yesterday. Did have the first basket of the game, though, to get things rolling against Westside. And then number 21, Luke Jungers. He's been the man, 12.6 points per game. That leads the team by 3. And then on the other side, for Bellevue West, number 4, Greg Brown, 6'4", senior. Number 14, Frankie Fiddler, the UNO commit, 20.3 points per game. That leads the team. He's been fantastic. And then number 22, Josiah Dodsler. He's just a sophomore. Even had some experience last year. He's been great as well, 12.6 points per game. 15 points on 3 3-pointers yesterday. And then number 24, Chucky Hepburn, the senior, committed to Wisconsin, 15.8 points per game, 7.7 assists per game. How about that?
Incredible, yeah.
And then number 44, William Kyle, the junior, 9.5 points per game, 6.7 rebounds per game. They're going to need him going up against A.J. Rollins.
Yeah. Hepburn, the second best player in Nebraska, maybe on the second best team in Nebraska, although that's why we play the games. This prep team really solid, riding a hot streak after coming back from that big deficit against Westside. We'll see what they can do here.
Creighton Prep, Bellevue West underway, the final game of the day for the Metro Holiday semifinals. It'll start in the hands of Justin City for Prep. Now Brendan Buckley. Looking for some space on the near side, gets it to A.J. Rollins, guarded by Frankie Fiddler. Back to Buckley, works his way in, trying to get around Brown. Oh, beautiful kick out. Wiley for 3. It's good. Great start for Creighton Prep. J. Wiley again with the first points of the game.
You mentioned he had those a couple days ago, too.
Yep. So Wiley makes it 3-0. How will Bellevue West answer on their opening possession? It's going to be Hepburn for 3. That's coming up short. And the rebound for Brendan Buckley. 40 seconds into this one. Nice lead pass. Justin City back to Buckley at the top, guarded by Greg Brown. 4 against 4 up there.
And some really tight defense on the perimeter by Bell West, and that could backfire on them. Prep really good at making the extra pass. If they can do that a couple times, they're going to find a lot of open looks. And a lot of guys on this prep team can convert those really easily.
Brendan Buckley got a screen from A.J. Rollins. Now Justin City feeds it in. A.J. Rollins does not get the roll, but it is out of bounds Prep ball.
Looked like Fiddler tried to grab it and just missed it. He's 6'7", and it's probably pretty scary for a team when you see a 6'7" guy who's going in shooting 39% from 3. He's a scary player. Definitely a worthy number 2 to Chucky Hepburn, but he loses the ball there.
Just over a minute in, there's a steal from Chucky Hepburn. He's so good at those. Averages 4 per game. And now he feeds it ahead. Wide open. The big man, William Kyle, gets it to go. First points of the game for Bellevue West. And it's 3-2.
And both these teams feeling each other out. This doesn't quite have the pace of the Millard North Omaha Central game that we just saw, but that's because both teams aren't necessarily playing like that. They both prefer the sit-down offense that results in an open shot.
Chucky Hepburn, great look, wide open 3, no good from Frankie Fiddler. And J. Wiley pulls it down for Prep. 6:15 to go first quarter. Junior Jays lead the Thunderbirds 3-2. Brendan Buckley trying to get around Greg Brown. He can, but he meets another defender. Cross-court pass, Wiley reels it in, working on Hepburn. Back to Justin City at the top. Buckley again, matched up with Brown again. Inside, Rollins against Kyle, the 2 big boys. Hepburn comes over for help and takes another steal. Chucky Hepburn with great defense, finds Frankie Fiddler, and Bellevue West takes the lead at 4-3.
And the Frankie Fiddler-Luke Jungers defensive matchup is going to be key to see if Prep can take this game. Fiddler averaging nearly 3 steals a game. If he's able to neutralize Jungers, then Prep loses about 13 points a game from that, and that could be huge in what's likely to be a very close game.
City driving on Hepburn, had to kick it out to Jungers. Matched up with Kyle, now Brendan Buckley at the top. Looking for some space, works his way in. Buckley pulls up, jump shot no good, and William Kyle pulls in the rebound. So good defense from the Thunderbirds.
Good defense there by Greg Brown. He averages a steal a game.
Kick
and
out.
He made sure Buckley was uncomfortable.
Hepburn with the pass, and the 3 was missed by Greg Brown. Another 3-pointer, and Josiah Dodsler can't get it to go. Creighton Prep takes it back the other way. 5 minutes to go first quarter. Pretty fast-paced start for these 2 teams.
And Prep's got to cool it down defensively a little bit. They're leaving a few guys open, and just lucky that Bell West hasn't hit an open 3 yet. Got to be careful and make sure that the perimeter defense is up to where it normally is.
A.J. Rollins working on Kyle. Does not get the bounce.
Some great defense.
And what a feed. Chucky Hepburn up ahead. Frankie Fiddler's fouled. No good on the shot, but he's going to go to the line for 2. So we're seeing Chucky Hepburn dropping dimes all over the court.
Some great defense by William Kyle on that last possession, too. Kyle stands at 6'7", so he gives up an inch to Luke Jungers, and he probably gives up a few pounds to A.J. Rollins, but it didn't look like it there. Forced a bad layup, and another. So some great defensive plays from William Kyle early this half.
First free throw, no good from Frankie Fiddler. He's a good free throw shooter, 80% this year. Jackson Stuvey's going to check into the game for William Kyle, so Bellevue West loses some of that size as 6'7" is replaced with 6'3". Creighton Prep with their two big men, Rollins and Jungers at 6'6" and 6'8", still in the game. Second free throw from Fiddler is good. And it's 5-3 Bellevue West.
And now the press from Bell West. Prep looks a little discombobulated on offense right now. Haven't found anything yet. Hopefully that'll change as the game wears on.
Good speed by Justin City to escape the press and get it into the front court, where Brendan Buckley, matched up with Jackson Stuvey, works his way in, and he's fouled on the floor.
Looks like it's going to be on Stuvey, and Buckley stands only 6'3", but he's got some really long arms, and you can tell that by the steals. You mentioned leading the team in steals. Averages about 2 a game. So he is definitely a great defender.
Jungers open in the corner, and a three-pointer makes it 6-5 Creighton Prep. And now a steal back the other way. Here come the Junior Jays again. Battle for the ball in midcourt. Jungers had it knocked in the air, retrieved it. Now Brendan Buckley inside. Rollins is open, but defenders come over, and he is fouled.
Looks like that's going to be second on Jackson Stuvey. He's got to be careful. And a good couple of plays there by Luke Jungers. Hits the three and then is able to get the loose ball back and force a foul. And Jungers works just as well outside as he does inside, shooting 43% from beyond the arc right now.
Justin City from downtown, no good. And there's Rollins with the rebound, but he went over the back, and that is a foul, giving the ball to the Thunderbirds.
And Rollins and Jungers both one foul right now. They're going to have to be a little bit more careful because Tony Tubrick, the normal backup big man who also stands 6'8", not playing, didn't play yesterday either.
So here's Chucky Hepburn surveying his options here in the front court. 3:50 to go in the first quarter. Thunderbirds trail by 1. Josiah Dodsler thinks about a three, does not take it. Oh, beautiful pass, but unable to get anything out of it as Stuvey has to dish back to Chucky Hepburn.
Good defensive recovery there by Prep. Nothing on the drive, nothing on the kick.
Hepburn, long jump shot, no good, and Jungers had the rebound, and City ran into Dodsler going after it.
Nice pass.
And now Wiley up ahead. Got it. 8-5 Creighton Prep.
Wiley's already got 5 in the quarter.
He had 9 in the first quarter against Omaha North 2 games ago. He's good in the first quarter, no doubt about it. Here's a three-pointer. Frankie Fiddler ties the game at 8. 3:05 to go, and the Thunderbirds and Junior Jays running stride for stride.
And Fiddler and Luke Jungers both proved the same hypothesis. It's pretty darn easy to shoot a three when you can't even see the guy's hand in your face.
There's Brendan Buckley, his first 2 points of the afternoon.
Buckley kind of struggled from deep yesterday. Had to kind of resort to driving and either getting the foul shots or making the layup. Makes the layup there, and looks like he's perfectly content to drive as long as he gets those points.
Here comes Hepburn. He traveled as he was looking to dish it off instead of go to the basket. Wanted to get it to Fiddler working along the baseline, but...
And Brendan Buckley, probably the best defender on this team. We saw it against Grand Island when he was asked to lock down whoever came at him, and he did it well. Did the same thing against Westside. A lockdown defender forces Hepburn into the travel there.
Casey O'Malley is checked into the game for Creighton Prep as A.J. Rollins takes a seat on the bench.
O'Malley's been hot the past few weeks. He's a really good shooter, too.
Yeah, at least 10 points in the last 3 games for O'Malley. Here's Justin City. Moves off with Hepburn. Now he's double-teamed. Jungers gets it to O'Malley. Drops it off. Wiley doesn't take
They've got a
the
mismatch
three.
on Jungers.
Yep, and they will try to exploit it. Jungers can't get the shot to go. The rebound, the foul, and the basket. 12-8 Creighton Prep as Luke Jungers, you said it right before we got the basketball, the mismatch, and he takes advantage of it right there.
And that foul's on Hepburn. That's his first. And a great basketball IQ play by Luke Jungers to notice that he's got the mismatch and able to exploit it with a nice move. Couldn't get the first opportunity to go, but gets the second and the foul.
So 13-8 Creighton Prep, 2:12 to go. Leading scorer for the Thunderbirds, Frankie Fiddler, takes a seat on the bench. Josiah Dodsler on the bench as well. As we've seen Jaden Jackson, number 12, check in for Bellevue West, as well as number 5, Evan Inselman. Greg Brown with it. Gets it into William Kyle. Matched up with Jungers. Won't try to go to the basket on him. Now Greg Brown with it. Going to take the long 2-pointer, and he drains it.
And good play by Brown there. Good pass fake, and he's only 6'4". He's not quite a big man.
Oh, they gave him the 3.
What?
I thought his foot might have been on the line.
Definitely on the line.
Yeah, we'll have to review the footage, but
we
call it a 3-pointer, and there is a travel call there against Bellevue West. 1:37 to go in the first quarter. They did change it to a 2.
Okay.
Travel was against Creighton Prep. My
Martell
apologies.
Evans now in the game. It's for Majay Wiley, and Evans has played pretty well over the past few weeks too. He's a really good spark plug for this offense when they need it. Really energetic guy, plays very hard on defense as well. Very solid player in the mold of a guy like Majay Wiley for Prep.
Here comes Chucky Hepburn. Dishes it out. Open 3. Greg Brown is off the mark. And the rebound goes to Justin City.
Good tip by Evans there.
Now Casey O'Malley gets in there and gets the basket to go. 5-point lead for Creighton Prep. They're holding their own against Bellevue West.
O'Malley stands 6'2", but he plays a lot bigger than that. He's really good at driving to the hoop and finishing layups, and he does so again there.
Greg Brown double teamed. Evans and City knocked out of bounds, and it will stay with Bellevue West.
And City looks like he's in a little bit of pain there.
Yeah. 1:01 to go first quarter. Jaden Jackson checks out of the game for Bellevue West, and that brings in Frankie Fiddler once again. Hepburn inbounds. Fiddler matched up with Evans. He's going to take the 3 right over top of him, and it's no good. Fight for the basketball comes out to Greg Brown. Gets around O'Malley, dishes off. Kyle, Fiddler in the
Blocked
paint.
by Jungers.
Blocked. But right back to Chucky Hepburn. He finds a man open, and the 3 is in and out. Rebound by William Kyle, and finally the basket goes. So a nice possession there for the Thunderbirds.
And that possession shows you how much of a matchup problem Frankie Fiddler is. He stands at 6'7", but you can't put a big man on him because then he'll lose a big, and he prefers to play from outside anyway. So you got to be really careful when dealing with Frankie Fiddler. You can't put somebody too short on him, but you can't put somebody that's tall on him either.
20 seconds left. Prep leads by 3. Brendan Buckley to Martell Evans. Guarded by Chucky Hepburn, looking for the steal. Evans, able to spin off. Spins again. Evans going right at one of the best defenders in the state, and he traveled. So that'll give it to Bellevue West. Chance to tie the game at 8:8 remaining. Josiah Dodsler will check back in.
Good defense there by Hepburn, able to hold his position. Good moves by Evans, but all the moves in the world can't save you if Chucky Hepburn's locking you down.
The ball will go to Hepburn here. 8 seconds remain in the first quarter. Hepburn, deep three-pointer, no good. Now Brendan Buckley the other way. The half-court heave is off the front iron. Oh, boy, that was close. Justin City made a half-court heave a few weeks ago against Papillion La Vista at the end of the first quarter, but not this time. However, the Junior Jays do lead the Thunderbirds 15-12. Got a close one as expected in the 2 versus 3 matchup. So leading scorers after 1 quarter play, Majay Wiley with 5 for Creighton Prep. Luke Jungers has 6. Typically the leading scorer. He's doing it again today. And then the other side for Bellevue West, Frankie Fiddler, usually the leading scorer. He's got 5. Chucky Hepburn held scoreless in that first quarter. How about that? Well, he's been giving assists to everybody else. It's been the trend lately.
It's a little surprising on the surface. But when you think about it, Hepburn is probably much more of a facilitator than a pure scorer like Hunter Snellis is. I mean, Hepburn's averaging, as you said, almost 8 assists a game. He's also grabbing about 6 rebounds. So his thing is more, since I'm commanding the defense's attention, I'll do what I have to do to get a bucket. And if that means I pass it off, then I pass it off. If that means I shoot, then I shoot. But I think right now the first quarter has been decided by the tall 3-point shooters. You got Frankie Fiddler stands at 6'7". He made one of those earlier. Luke Jungers also made one. So looks like we got a nice battle going between the two of them. We'll see if that continues throughout the game.
8 minutes until halftime here as we begin the second quarter. Prep working with a 15-12 lead over Bellevue West. It would be decent-sized upset for the Junior Jays. I'm sure Bellevue West would be considered the favorites. There's a pretty sizable gap. Miller North and Bellevue West are 2 very, very, very good teams.
Both teams unbeaten, and Bell West hasn't really struggled yet. But this Prep team is a really feisty team. They can give anybody a fight on a good day.
Greg Brown gets right around O'Malley, and the shot no good. He gets it back. He's fouled, and the basket goes. Chance to tie the game at the free throw line on the and one.
What a play by Greg Brown, able to drive in on O'Malley like he wasn't even there. Put up the layup, didn't get it, but then put it right back up and in for 2.
Martell Evans comes out of the game. Majay Wiley back in for Creighton Prep. Both teams with 3 fouls here early on in the second quarter. As Greg Brown will look to tie the game.
And this game a little bit slower than the first game in this doubleheader. But both teams As we mentioned earlier, they like to take things a little bit slower. Prep's offense is a lot more methodical. It's an inside-out kind of offense that works to get the best open shot possible. Bell West is much the same, especially with a guy like Hepburn leading the way. So both teams doing their best to try and keep the pace a little down.
Yeah, and there's Hepburn forcing another turnover. Brendan Buckley got stuck in a corner, and the ball trickles out of bounds, so Bellevue West takes over. 28 seconds into quarter number 2.
Bell West really good at forcing turnovers. They force almost 16 a game, and Hepburn by himself is responsible for about 5 of those. So he's a guy that if you see guarding you, you might want to watch out or just pass the ball away.
Chucky Hepburn working on City. Dishes off. Brown, cross court, Fiddler. Sidesteps, gets around Rollins, can't get it to go. Fight for the rebound, and a foul is called on the floor against Creighton Prep.
Looks like that's on Brendan Buckley for pushing during the rebound. That's the fourth on Prep.
So Hepburn will inbound, 7:10 to go, second quarter. Hepburn gets it back, matched up with Rollins. Inside, Fiddler got stuck in a corner, finds Greg Brown. Oh, beautiful pass, setting up Hepburn from downtown, and it's no good. But the rebound comes to William Kyle, who's fouled, and the basket goes. Another and one off an offensive rebound for Bellevue West.
And William Kyle has just been incredible in the post. He's been pushing A.J. Rollins around, which is something we haven't seen all year. But Brown, 6'7", he's got the height and the size to take on A.J. Rollins, and he's doing so admirably tonight. Could give Bell West a 3-point lead here, as Prep is still scoreless in the quarter.
Luke Jungers checks in for A.J. Rollins as the free throw from Kyle, who didn't even hit the rim, and that is a free throw rim violation. So 6:55 to go until halftime. Bellevue West leads Creighton Prep 17-15 on a 5-0 run. Justin City finds Brendan Buckley. And looking for room. Tight defense from Dodsler. Buckley is going to get called. 5-second violation.
Incredible
Excellent
defense by Josiah Dodsler, averaging 3 steals a game. And in that case, it's just a great job of Bell West breaking off the press and setting up the defense, and Prep just can't penetrate it. Incredible defense by Dodsler, forcing Brendan Buckley to hold the ball just a little too long.
Yep, momentum starting to shift towards the Thunderbirds. Frankie Fiddler kicks it out. Driving in is Dodsler. Stops up. Jump shot. No good. Jungers has the rebound. Justin City the other way. Potential 3-on-2 for Prep. City takes it himself and gets it to go. We're tied at 17.
I think he might have pass faked Hepburn out. Hepburn went completely the other way. A great play by Justin City. And that's the danger of pressing on Prep. Prep can push the pace if they have to. And if they do, they normally do it with great success.
Chucky Hepburn trying to shake Brendan Buckley. Oh, Greg Brown left wide open. J. Wiley retreated. The three-pointer is no good. And Wiley able to wrestle away the rebound.
Maybe a good defensive play by Wiley then. Left him open, got the rebound. Win-win.
So here he comes.
Dodsler. What a play by
Great
Dodsler.
defense again. Wiley able to keep the ball as Connor Buckley rolls in and gets the shot to go. So everybody doing a little bit of scoring for Creighton Prep so far.
Westside's defense, they really like to go for the ball, and that can be exploited by Prep. You're starting to see a lot of pass fakes, lots of shot fakes from Prep. If those keep up and they get Bell West in the air or past them, that could lead to a lot of open shots.
Frankie Fiddler ties the game at 19, 5:20 to go in the first half. Justin City right around William Kyle, and he's fouled going up for the shot, so City starting to really do some work driving to the basket, and he's going to go to the line for 2 free throws.
City kind of like Chucky Hepburn in a way, a bit more of a facilitator, averaging 9 points, 3 assists coming into this. But he can take the scoring load if he needs to. He did that. He's done that already a couple times this season, put up 18 a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, and had his season high 17 a year ago against Bellevue West in the second matchup as he converts the first free throw. Prep has the lead back. 3 points for City early on. He's a 64% free throw shooter as Casey O'Malley checks back in for Brendan Buckley.
And both teams not going too deep. Fatigue could be a problem considering both of them played a game yesterday. But right now, both teams only going about 8 guys deep. And the hope for both teams is that the lead gets big enough that you're able to go 10 or 11 deep and able to get in the guys on your bench so that the starters can get a rest in preparation for Saturday's matchup.
City hits both free throws. for Creighton Prep. As for Bellevue West, Evan Inselman and Jaden Jackson are back in the game. 21-19 lead for the Junior Jays. Here's Frankie Fiddler. 5 minutes left until halftime. Fiddler travels, looking for a pass, and Connor Buckley, My.J. Wiley were both defending.
Both Connor and Brendan Buckley very good at lockdown defense. Wonder if the fact that they look the same helps a little bit.
Yeah, maybe. Justin City with it for Prep. Luke Jungers, 4:50 to go. Wiley finds City. And the cross-court pass was tipped out of bounds, so possession will stay with Prep. He was looking for Connor Buckley, but threw a sea of hands there.
And you do have to be careful when you're trying to make cross-court passes like that against this West Side defense. They love to get steals and they love to get fast break opportunities. Lucky chance that they didn't there.
Oh, O'Malley was able to reel it in after he bobbled it initially, and now he drives to the basket. Shot does not go. Junger's trying to get to the rebound behind the back flip. Creighton Prep has it with Justin City. Wiley's going to try a three. No good. Oh, man, that would have been quite the sequence.
That would have been incredible. Great behind the back.
And here come the Thunderbirds. Jaden Jackson can't get it to go. And a foul is called as Connor Buckley was fouled grabbing that rebound.
That was Evan Inselman, the junior. That's his first. And you can see both teams really going all out. They know what's at stake here. They want to play. They want to crack at Millard North to prove that they're the best team in the state. And it's 21-19. Both teams really giving a fight for that second effort, those second effort points and rebounds.
Here comes City, trying to get around Dodsler. City drives to the basket, fouled on the floor. That basket does not count.
But it is a foul, I think, on Josiah Dodsler.
Yep, Dodsler is called for the foul.
City, a very fast point guard, and Prep could use him quite a bit when trying to break that Bell West press.
Alex Bullock checks into the game for Connor Buckley. 4:11 left in the first half. Justin City finds Alex Bullock. Back to City. Wiley, Bullock again in the corner. As we reach the halfway point of the second quarter, Thunderbirds come up with a steal.
Great anticipation by Dodsler there to come in to get through the path of the ball and make the steal.
Here's Hepburn. Able to get around. Looking for a shot. Oh, what a pass to Fiddler, and one. And we're tied at 21. 3:48 to go in the first half. Frankie Fiddler off the feed from Chucky Hepburn. So the foul is against Casey O'Malley. 9 points for Fiddler. That leads all players. And Brendan Buckley will come back in for Prep.
Bell West not the only team that falls for pump fakes. You saw Casey O'Malley do it there to get his second foul, but Frankie Fiddler has just been incredible everywhere on the court on offense. Scoring, rebounding, passing, doing all he can to try and get Bell West this win. Can't hit the free throw, though.
Greg Brown, Preston Ames have checked in for Bellevue West as Justin City brings it up the court. Finds Brendan Buckley. In trouble again. Alex Bullock down near the baseline, able to get it to My.J. Wiley. Drives in. Jump shot is
what
good.
A shot.
Great work by My.J. Wiley. He's got 7 points. Boy, has he ever come alive lately. Now Greg Brown back the other way. Thunderbirds trailing by 2.
He's one of those guys that can, My.J. is one of those guys that can score in bunches if you let him get on a hot streak, and he seems to be on quite a hot streak right now.
Pass was tipped. Can the Junior Jays come up with the steal? They can. Ends up in the hands of City. He had Junger streaking toward the hoop. Oh, it was tipped. Okay, that explains it. Out of bounds off Bellevue West, so Prep will keep the ball. 3:06 to go.
And Prep maintaining a slim advantage right now. The key is scoring off turnovers. Both these teams force a lot of turnovers. Bell West forces about 16. Prep forces about 11.
Here comes City. Denied by William Kyle, and here come the Thunderbirds the other way. Driving in is Brown. Behind the back to Fiddler, and the basket.
What a pass by Greg Brown behind the back. After, I think he was the one who made the block on City, too.
It was Kyle.
Oh, it was Kyle, but what a sequence there by Bell West.
Buckley can't get it to go. Tie game at 23, 2:35 left. Pass ahead to Brown. He's going to pull up for the three-point shot, and it's no good. Justin City feeds My.J. Wiley up ahead. Oh, he had problems bringing it in, but he's going to step back for the corner three, and it's no good. Greg Brown with the rebound.
This has turned into a fast break exhibition. Both teams trying to get quick buckets.
Preston Ames, open man in the corner. Dodsler wanted the three, and he traveled.
Good play by Justin City there, forcing Dodsler to not shoot the three. He wanted to shoot that three, but he saw City coming out of the corner of his eye, tried to pull it back, but couldn't do it in time.
Chucky Hepburn back in the game for Bellevue West. 2:15 left in the first half. Tie game at 23. Both teams have 6 fouls, so getting closer to bonus territory here late in the first half. Luke Jungers at the top against Kyle. Oh, City wasn't expecting it, still able to bring it in. Wiley on the baseline, can't get it to go.
Good passing by Prep. You got to be able to convert those layups.
Chucky Hepburn over to Greg Brown. Back to Hepburn. Oh, he's wide open for 3. No good. And Brendan Buckley pulls it in.
Hepburn only 2 points on the night right now. He has struggled to find his outside shot.
Justin City against Preston Ames. Gets a nice screen from Jungers, and City straight ahead. No good. Fight for the rebound goes to Greg Brown. 1:30 to go in the first half. Brown kicks it out. Hepburn does not try the 3. Instead, going to look to set up a teammate, and he turns it over. Connor Buckley with the interception.
Great play by Connor Buckley. He saw the back cut coming to Fiddler, and he snuffed it out really quickly with that long arm of his.
So here comes Brendan Buckley, and Coach Lukey calls a timeout. Timeout Creighton Prep with 1:14 to go. Game tied at 23, and unlike that Millard North Omaha Central game we saw a couple hours ago, points much more to premium with these two. They're really having to work.
Both teams great on defense, and both teams also uncharacteristically struggling to hit from deep. Bell West shoots 35%, again, not incredible, but that's still really good. Prep obviously shooting about 44%, that's really good. But neither team really finding those shots right now. And the post defense has also been really good on both sides. Guys like Greg Brown, William Kyle for Bell West, and then Rollins and Jungers for Prep. They've done a good job at ensuring that any points, especially in the paint, are at a premium.
Creighton Prep trying to prove they can hang with the big dogs, and they have so far. 23-23 with second-ranked Bellevue West. We'll see what the last 74 seconds of the first half brings, as Connor Buckley will get set to inbound. Both teams with 6 fouls, so if there is a foul on the floor on this possession, Prep will shoot a 1-and-1. Buckley gets it to the other Buckley, Connor to Brendan. Brendan Buckley against Greg Brown, able to sneak around the baseline. Oh, a hard block, but a foul, and Brendan Buckley is going to go to the line. Foul is against Greg Brown from behind. Buckley will shoot 2. 1:06 to go in the first half.
Buckley once again been a little quiet, only 2 points so far, but he's done what this team asks of him. And sometimes what that team asks of him isn't to score, it's just draw the defense, play good defense when you're on defense, and just do your job well.
Martell Evans checks into the game for Justin City. Creighton Prep is in the bonus with Bellevue West at 7 fouls. Buckley's second free throw is good. Creighton Prep leads by 1.
It's been a tight game. Free throws could make the difference.
Preston Ames didn't take the 3. It goes out of bounds, and possession will stay with the Thunderbirds.
Good play by Martell Evans there to prevent the layup. Luke Jungers had to come out on Preston Ames to prevent the 3. Evans had to switch on to William Kyle, and he was able to tip the ball away from him.
Chucky Hepburn with the inbound, gets it to Greg Brown. Under a minute to play, first half. Junior Jays lead the Thunderbirds by 1. Brown finds Kyle. William Kyle in the corner against Luke Jungers. Finds Frankie Fiddler up top. Guarded by Wiley. A bit of a size mismatch there. Pass to Hepburn. Out of bounds off his hands, and the Junior Jays will take over.
And great defense there by Creighton Prep, forcing Bell West into an uncharacteristic error. Hepburn claiming the ball was tipped, but to no avail. The perimeter defense by Prep has been key in a lot of their wins, and they're showing why here tonight.
Justin City back in the game for Prep. He's got the basketball. Those quick feet. Gets it to Connor Buckley. Brendan Buckley. 30 seconds left.
Nice pass.
City. Open 3. No good. Rebound goes sky high in the air, and eventually Frankie Fiddler comes down with it and gets it to Chucky Hepburn. 20 seconds left.
Hepburn going to take his time and try to hold for the last shot. And remember, he doesn't need to take this one. He's got some great passing skills. He'll just find whoever's open.
He's matched up with Brendan Buckley at the moment, waiting
like
for a
they
screen. Nope, they
No.
don't go with it. Hepburn's going to do it himself. He's fouled, and Chucky Hepburn, with 5.3 to go in the half, is going to go to the line for 2 shots as the foul is against Brendan Buckley.
And that's, I think, Buckley's second. Prep's got to be careful because now Brendan Buckley, Casey O'Malley, and A.J. Rollins all sitting at 2 fouls. You do want to make sure that nobody gets in foul trouble this early.
First free throw is good from Chucky Hepburn. Here comes the second on the way and good.
And Prep's got time to go.
Here comes
just got to get an
Buckley.
open shot.
Yeah, they're going to get a decent shot here. Buckley, had it tipped. Hepburn, half-court prayer. He was contacted.
Oh, they're calling a foul?
A foul at half-court.
That's ridiculous.
Wow. So Hepburn's going to have 3 shots.
He was straight up.
A chance to get 5 points in the last 5 seconds of
All
the first half.
All on free throws, too.
Now the referee's going to have a discussion. They certainly called the foul. Hepburn saying, yeah, I get 3 free throws.
I think they're questioning whether he was shooting or not. Because that might have been a foul, but if he wasn't shooting the ball.
Either way, he's shooting free throws because of the bonus.
If it's a foul, he's shooting free throws.
It's just a question of how many.
1 and 1.
1 and 1, okay. So
1 and 1 is the call.
Hepburn will shoot a 1 and 1.
And I think that's a good
Or is it
call.
3? Yeah, they just announced 3. They're still having a discussion. The ref signaled 1 and 1, but the PA announcer said 3. Still waiting here. 3 seconds left. They've added 3 more seconds to the clock for some reason.
I mean, you could say he was shooting the ball, but it didn't look like he was shooting the ball. I mean,
you could tell he was trying to, but was he at that point yet?
I don't know.
When he was contacted.
I mean, you really could go either way with this.
Still waiting here for confirmation on how many free throws he's going to shoot. Again, he's shooting free throws no matter what, and it looks like it is going to be...
I think it's 3.
Yeah, I think it is 3. Yep, 3.
3 free throws.
3 for Chucky Hepburn to close out the first half. Just made 2 5 seconds ago, and the first one is good. 26-24, Bellevue West leads. Second one comes up short, so that'll guarantee a 1-possession game going to the halftime break. Let's see if Hepburn can make the last one to put the Thunderbirds up by 3. No, short again. And the first half is in the books at the Hyder Center. And we got a good one, the 2-3 matchup. Proving to be a very, very interesting game here. Thunderbirds leading the Junior Jays 26-24. We will be back to bring you the second half. It's going to be a good one down the stretch.
It sure will.
Winner takes on Millard North in the championship, 7:15 Saturday night. Welcome back to the Hyder Center. Third-ranked Creighton Prep taking on second-ranked Bellevue West in the second boys semifinal for the Metro Holiday Tournament. I'm Tyler Reedy, joined by Brendan Preisman. And Brendan, we saw a nice first half, close game.
We certainly did.
26-24 lead for the Thunderbirds.
Yeah, the key for Bellevue West was definitely Frankie Fiddler, their scoring leader coming into the game, over 20 points a game. He's got 12 already. He's been key. Chucky Hepburn had kind of a quiet half, couple great steals, couple nice passes. Only 5 points for him, but 3 of those coming off free throws in the final 3 seconds of the game, at least some of which were a little questionable in my opinion.
Yeah, if you're just joining us, the first half had an interesting ending. Chucky Hepburn
got a steal.
Yeah, well, first and foremost, he had the 2 free throws.
Yes.
And then Creighton Prep had 5 seconds left to go down the court, try and get a last-second basket.
There
Hepburn
was a
got
steal.
a steal, took a half-court shot. They called a foul on the shot, so he had 3 free throws made.
We don't know if he took a shot, though, because the ball never really got out of his hands.
Anyway, here's Prep. Down by 2. Luke Jungers with it.
Majay Wiley had 7 in the first half. They might need more of an offensive output from him to keep themselves in this game.
Here's Wiley over to Buckley inside A.J. Rollins. And a foul is called
and
on
Rollins
the floor.
Says he was shooting.
Foul is called against Chucky Hepburn, who disagrees.
And it is on Hepburn. That's his second. And Rollins has been really quiet after his breakout performance yesterday. 14 points, 15 rebounds, and maybe some of it's due to fatigue, but some of it might also be due to the great Bellevue West defense that has played him very well so far this game. That's his first point.
Yeah, wow. So they do call it a shooting foul. Rollins with a chance to tie the game with this free throw right here. A 62% free throw shooter coming into the day. And no good. So it remains a 1-point Thunderbird lead as Chucky Hepburn comes back the other way. Hepburn dishes it. What a pass. William Kyle, the one-hand dunk. Bellevue West back up by 3.
Kyle's got 6. He has been one of the many beneficiaries of great Chucky Hepburn passing, and he easily slams that ball in there. Prep's got to start working on that defense because it's not looking great.
Justin
City.
My. Beautiful work there, the spin and the floater to make it a 1-point game again.
And Bell West coming right back. Both teams starting to up the pace a little bit. They felt each other out in the first half. This second half is where the game's won and lost.
Inside, Frankie Fiddler, another dish from Chucky Hepburn.
14 for Fiddler. He is balling out right now.
Yep, and the scoring ramping up coming out of the halftime break.
That's a foul.
Yeah, City had Fiddler run right into him, and that is a foul on the floor.
That's the first on Fiddler. And that is the 9th total team foul on Bell West. 7 of those came in the first half. But nobody in real foul trouble just yet. Jackson Stuvey's got 2. He got 2 quick ones, and he hasn't really seen the floor since. Hepburn's got 2, but he's probably fine. So no real foul trouble for anyone right now. That could change as the game wears on, though.
Brendan Buckley looking for an option. Gets it over to Justin City on the near side, guarded tightly by Hepburn. Able to find some space. Gets it back to Buckley. Against Josiah Dodsler. Up top, City gonna try a 3 to tie the game. No good, but Rollins has the rebound. A.J. Rollins is called for the charge.
Oh, boy.
Frankie Fiddler stood his ground and gets Bellevue West the basketball back.
That is number 3 on Rollins. And remember, as we mentioned earlier, Tony Tubrick not in uniform, not even on the bench this afternoon. So there will be no real big man substitution for Prep. Instead, it's Casey O'Malley coming in. And you got to wonder how that's going to affect Prep. Rollins a great rebounder, great defender, but with him out, Prep might lose some of that defensive presence.
Frankie Fiddler to Chucky Hepburn. 6:20 to go in the third quarter.
Great
what a pass.
pass.
Dodsler for 3. It is good. Bellevue West up by 6.
That's Dodsler's first points of the game, and Hepburn just doing an incredible job at spreading the ball around, finding a lot of his teammates for easy buckets.
Brendan Buckley, Junior Jays trailing by 6. 6 minutes to go in the third quarter. Long pass. Wiley does a nice job to save it and get it over to Justin City. City going to drive in. Kick out. Buckley, 3-pointer. Good.
Wow.
3-point game again as Brendan Buckley puts it in. 33-30 Bellevue West.
Bell West coming back the other way.
Yeah, and there goes Greg Brown. Finger roll does not go, and Creighton Prep gets it back.
And both these teams really pushing it now. Both of them have a couple of different guys who can start getting hot and then just make every shot they take. But both teams hoping that that doesn't happen.
Buckley able to draw the foul on the shot. It's called on Greg Brown. They've been matched up with each other all day, and Buckley's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
That is 3 fouls already on Bell West early in this third quarter, and this game might come down to free throws. Both teams have been solid but not spectacular from the line. But if this game does come down to free throws, Bell West does not want to be the team that gets their opponent in the bonus first.
Buckley now with 7 points as he converts on the first free throw. 5:30 to go in the third. Second one up and good. He's taken over as Prep's leading scorer with 8. Chucky Hepburn the other way. Thunderbirds clinging to a 1-point lead early in the second half. Hepburn off a screen from Kyle. Working on Jungers. Hepburn drives in and is fouled by Luke Jungers.
And that's now 5 combined fouls for Prep's bigs. Luke Jungers and AJ Rollins. They've got to be really, really careful here, especially because a lot of this contact is getting called immediately.
And there's a basket right off the inbound for Frankie Fiddler, having a day, 16 points.
Fiddler is just so great at cutting off the ball, and he's able to make another layup work there. Already 4 points in the half, and he appears to show no signs of slowing down.
Casey O'Malley had it poked away by Josiah Dodsler. Out of bounds, Junior Jays keep the ball. O'Malley will inbound, finds Justin City. 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. Junior Jays down by 3 in the semifinal. Casey O'Malley drives in. And an offensive foul. It's against O'Malley. 4:54 to go. Thunderbirds take over.
That's O'Malley's third. O'Malley with 3, Rollins with 3, Jungers with 2, and Brendan Buckley with 2. That's all the Prep fouls now.
That's the second on O'Malley.
Oh, it is?
Yep, second.
Oh, darn.
4:45 left in the third. Thunderbirds trying to build on their lead. Hepburn going to do things himself.
Wow.
And make it a 5-point game. Chucky Hepburn.
And that is the danger of playing off Hepburn, because you're so worried about the passes that you don't even think about the scoring ability. And he's able to show you the scoring ability there.
Here's Brendan Buckley. Drives in. Basket
good.
Oh,
what a layup by Brendan Buckley.
3-point game again. How about Buckley with 10 points?
He got 7 this quarter already. He is almost single-handedly keeping Prep in this ball game.
And Chucky Hepburn starting to take matters into his own hands. Misses that one. Now Casey O'Malley has City wide open. Doesn't take the shot. And a travel. Oh, that hurts. He had an open look for a moment.
Yeah, that's a shot you got to take. City, I think, just overthought it a little bit.
Yeah.
Saw the open lane, saw the open look, and couldn't decide which one he wanted more.
So Chucky Hepburn and the Thunderbirds take over possession, reaching the halfway point of the third quarter.
And Hepburn now slowing it down. We saw this with Millard North earlier. Once you get the lead, you start to slow the pace down because that helps you.
Fiddler. Wow! Cash money from Frankie Fiddler. 18 points. What an afternoon. 5-point lead for Bellevue West.
6 points in every quarter so far. Just an incredible offensive showing for Frankie Fiddler.
Now Casey O'Malley. Jungers after a juggle. Trying to work his way in. Oh,
good
beautiful spin move. Oh, the pivot from Jungers. He puts it home, and it's a 3-point game. Timeout Creighton Prep. 39-36 lead for Bellevue West with 3:36 to go.
And Luke Jungers, a really good jump shooter, especially from that mid-range area. And Prep might have to start working through that mid-range because they're not finding anything in the post, because that might lead to the open threes. Remember, Prep is an inside-out offense. They like to get it to Rollins or Jungers, wait for the open man, and then make the extra pass. They could still do that with Jungers on the elbow, and that might be even better for their offense because Jungers has kind of struggled on the block, but not on the elbow.
3:36 to go, third quarter. Thunderbirds lead the Junior Jays 39-36. Brendan Buckley with 10 points, Myjay Wiley with 7, Luke Jungers with 8, Justin City with 6. And on the other side, Frankie Fiddler has taken over for the Thunderbirds with 18 points, leading all players in this one.
Hepburn's got 7, but where he's made his real impact is the great passing. He's just made a lot of incredible plays that have resulted in buckets. And sometimes he doesn't even make the assist. He just makes a pass to an open guy who finds another open guy who hits the shot. But he is really the key to this Bell West offense and why it scores so often.
Dishes out to Josiah Dodsler here. Back to Hepburn, guarded by City. Inside Kyle. Oh, Buckley nearly came up with the steal. Instead, Hepburn's got it. Oh, twice fakes the 3. Goes in on Buckley. Nice pass! And Fiddler throws it down. Bellevue West back up by 5.
And Frankie Fiddler just continues to punish defenders with those great back cuts. Alex Bullock coming in. My guess is Bullock is going to be asked to do much the same thing he did all football season. Lock down the other team's best offensive player. because Prep desperately needs someone to stop Fiddler right now.
Yeah, Bellevue West starting to get fired up. Momentum's been fairly square this whole game. O'Malley with a great spin move.
What a move by Casey
Oh,
O'Malley.
baby, what a play by O'Malley. He's got 4 points. Lead back down to 3 for the Thunderbirds. Hepburn driving in again. Finds William Kyle on the baseline. Wide open in the corner for 3. Evan Inselman delivers. Bellevue West up by 6. And now Prep back quickly the other way with Brendan Buckley.
Prep's trying to keep pace with this Bell West offense, but Bell West just looks unstoppable right now. Almost every shot they've taken has gone in.
2:20 to go third quarter. Brendan Buckley shakes, bakes, gets it to go and one. Big time play from Brendan Buckley. And he's been the guy in this one for Creighton Prep. 12 points now and a chance to make it 13.
9 in the quarter. He's the only guy outscoring Hepburn this quarter. And now it is Alex Bullock coming into the ball game for Casey O'Malley. And you wonder what effect his presence might have on either Fiddler or Hepburn, depending on who he's asked to guard. But both of those guys Prep desperately needs a good defender for both of them right now.
Buckley converts the three-point play, and
what?
Oh man!
What?
Alex Bullock had the steal right in front of him.
What kind of call is that? City had his feet planted.
Yeah, the foul is called against Justin City.
That's ridiculous.
Third foul against Creighton Prep. Meanwhile, Greg Brown checks in for Josiah Dodsler. Moments ago, Jaden Jackson came into the game for Bellevue West. 2:13 to go in the third quarter. Fiddler. Long two-pointer, no good, rebounded by Luke Jungers.
And they tried to get the screens to get Fiddler open, but Bullock made a great play to get around the screens and contest the shot. Great defensive play by Alex Bullock. That's what he's in for.
Justin City is fouled on the floor. And with 2:01 to go, that's the 5th Bellevue West foul, getting closer to bonus territory.
The nice thing for Bell West, though, is they've spread their fouls around. No player has more than 2 fouls right now. Compare that to Prep, where 4 different players have at least 2. So Bell West in a little bit of team foul trouble, but individually it's spread thin enough that they don't need to worry.
Here's Justin City, drives in on Inselman, and gets it to go.
Great shot by Justin City.
1-point game. The gap keeps widening and closing here as Chucky Hepburn dishes it out. Open three-pointer, Jaden Jackson from downtown. The freshman with his first 3
bucket.
points. Yep.
And what a shot it was.
47-43 Bellevue West. Here's Alex Bullock, spinorama, high off the glass, and he's fouled. So Alex Bullock will go to the line to shoot 2. 1:35 left in the third quarter.
And it looks like that one is on Frankie Fiddler. That is his second.
Man, how about this? Still 1:35 left in the third quarter.
What an exciting quarter this has been.
1 foul away from the bonus for Creighton Prep.
The drives continue to work wonders for Prep. Just as they did against Westside, the drives kept opening things up, and eventually they had open threes that they were hitting by the fourth quarter.
First free throw from Bullock is no good. He's only taken 4 of them this year with that. Here comes number 5. No good again, but Connor Buckley able to save the rebound. But Frankie Fiddler is whistled. What's the call here? It's against Creighton Prep.
Bullock was 3 feet away from him.
They're calling.
That's insane.
They're calling Alex Bullock for a foul. Wow. I didn't see anybody near Frankie
Folks, your
Fiddler
color
there.
commentator's about to lose it.
What's
your color commentator's about to lose it.
I did not see anybody anywhere
There was
near.
no one near him.
Yeah.
He stumbled.
Wow. All right.
Oh, my goodness.
Chucky Hepburn with it for Bellevue West. 1:21 to go. He's going to drive in. No good. Bullock to City. 1:15 remaining. Bellevue West fouls on the floor. It'll be a 1-and-1 for Creighton Prep. City drives in, and there is the foul on the floor. City's going to go to the line as the Thunderbirds have hit 7 team fouls.
And that is 3 on Greg Brown, the senior. He's done pretty well getting shots inside and getting rebounds. He had 5 points in the first half, none so far in this third quarter. But he is the first Bell West player with 3 fouls. And he is going to take a seat for William Kyle right now. And Bell West, it might have to start being careful with their fouling, because we still got an entire quarter to play after this.
Justin City, first free throw. Up and good. He converts the front end of the 1-and-1, makes it a one-possession game at 47-44.
City done pretty well for himself this quarter as well. That's his 5th point of the quarter. He and Brendan Buckley have provided nearly all the offense for Prep, but they're still just a little bit behind Bell West due to the incredible performance of Frankie Fiddler.
J. Wiley checks in for Prep. Josiah Dodsler in the game for Bellevue West. City's second free throw is good. And it's back down to a 2-point ball game, 47-45.
You got to get a stop here if you're Creighton Prep. You can't afford another bucket, whether it's from Hepburn, Fiddler, or somebody who they're passing to.
Here is Chucky Hepburn, under a minute to play now in the third quarter. Hepburn drives in, kicks it back out. Inselman, Dodsler against Evans, able to get around.
Nice
Dishes off to
pass.
Inselman. Fiddler's got a 3-point look, and it's good. Frankie Fiddler from downtown, and a 5-point lead for Bellevue West.
That's the one thing Prep couldn't afford to give up, and they did it.
23 for Frankie Fiddler. Here comes Justin City, out to Martell Evans. Nice moves, very tough shot. Oh, he gets his own rebound back. He's fouled. Shot does not go, but Evans is going to the line for 2 free throws. 29 seconds left.
And a great second effort by Martell Evans, able to get to the line. And the fouls continue to be drawn by Prep. We're now 1 away from the double bonus already, and there's still 29 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Wow. First free throw from Martell Evans, no good. Came in shooting 33% from the line. Hasn't been too great for him this year. Got to make one here. Bellevue West really trying to widen that gap here late in the third quarter. Second one is up and gets the roll this time. First point of the afternoon for Martell Evans. And now Chucky Hepburn for Bellevue West. 23 seconds left.
And Hepburn likely going to hold for the last shot, which he's so good at doing. Because, again, he's such a great passer that it could be him, it could be any one of his teammates. We don't know.
11 seconds. Hepburn against City. 8 seconds. Hepburn still with it. Now dishes over to Fiddler. Tough shot.
Great
City,
defense.
Yep, City got a piece of it. And that is going to do it for the third quarter. It is still a very close ball game here at the Hyder Center. Bellevue West leading Creighton Prep 50-46. I mean, have we ended a quarter with the deficit or the margin on the scoreboard being more than 4?
We have not.
I mean,
first quarter was 15-12 Prep. Then Bell West had a 2-point lead heading into halftime. They've widened it to 4, but it is still right there for Creighton Prep. The issue is they've got to be willing to go out there and get it. And here's my opinion. I think that they should just keep driving to the hoop and getting the fouls because eventually the free throws are going to fall.
Yeah, I mean, and it's been mostly inexperienced players shooting them.
And eventually, if those free throws do fall, those are also going to lead to Bell West players having to take seats when they can't afford to.
Yep.
Like, for example, Greg Brown. He's got 3 fouls already, 1 more, and he might have to sit for even longer.
Yeah, so a close game. If you were with us for the Miller North Omaha Central game, that was a game of runs. I mean, they would go on 8-0 runs, 10-0 runs. There was all kind of energy, both sides, back and forth, momentum shifts. Hasn't really been that way here. It's just been kind of flat, the same thing. The game hasn't been flat. The energy's been there, no doubt about it, but not really much momentum shifts.
These
it's been
two
the
teams
same.
really about equal talent levels, if you think about it, with maybe Hepburn and Fiddler being the 2 best players on the floor. That might be the only thing that's not roughly equal. But both sides have done a really good job at keeping this game close. The issue is who's going to finish. Both players have guys who can do that, but only Prep's really been called on to have to finish a game late, like they did with Westside yesterday. Can Bell West do it?
Thunderbirds start with the basketball here in the fourth quarter. Chucky Hepburn, I don't know how many assists he has today, but he has been fantastic passing the ball. He does it again here, gets it back, hands off to Josiah Dodsler. Out to Frankie Fiddler, doesn't take the 3. City takes it right away and races down the court. Justin City going for the layup. Oh, he's blocked, but Connor Buckley can't get it to go. And Chucky Hepburn winds up with it. What a recovery from
Great
Fiddler.
defensive play.
And now the other way. Layup,
Good defense
no good.
by J. Wiley. Went straight up and forced the miss. And now Prep's just got to settle things down a bit. Don't need any fast plays here, just need a bucket.
Greg Brown could not get the layup to go for Bellevue West. Here's Justin City. He is fouled. And that puts Creighton Prep one away from the double bonus. It is a shooting foul.
And that is 4 on Greg Brown. He turned his head to look for the screen coming from Rollins, and City took advantage.
7:09 to go, fourth quarter. Justin City at the line to shoot 2. Evan Inselman set to check back in for the Thunderbirds, presumably for Greg Brown. In that foul trouble, as he said. City's first free throw is good. He's sitting at 11 points now, as Greg Brown will indeed come out of the game, and Luke Jungers will come in as well for Connor Buckley.
So it looks like what Prep might try to do with Greg Brown is out. Brown is kind of a forward guard hybrid. He could play either guard or forward, but with him out, Prep might be thinking, okay, we've got Jungers and Rollins, and it's time to press the size advantage and keep going to the hoop.
Second free throw rims in for Justin City, putting him at 12 points, putting the Junior Jays 2 points behind the Thunderbirds.
And now you just got to keep getting defensive stops.
Hepburn in on Jungers. Foul! And it's no good, but Hepburn's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
And that's a dangerous decision by the Prep coaching staff to put Jungers on Chucky Hepburn, because Hepburn is a really fast, really skilled player. And Jungers is really skilled too, but he doesn't quite have the speed that Hepburn has to necessarily guard him out on the perimeter. If he was posting up, it'd be different, but you've got Hepburn staring down Jungers at the top of the key. That's probably going to be a win for Bell West, whether off of a Hepburn score or a drive and kick.
Hepburn nails both free throws, getting him to 9 points on the afternoon. 6:55 to go, fourth quarter. 52-48 Bellevue West over Creighton Prep. Here's Justin City, drives in, beautiful finish.
And City has just taken over this Prep offense. Brendan Buckley was running it for much of the early third quarter, but City took over and he hasn't relinquished control yet.
Open three, Frankie Fiddler, no good.
Oh, Prep got really lucky there.
Chucky,
you don't expect him to miss those.
Chucky Hepburn gave him a great pass. Fiddler couldn't put it through. And now Creighton Prep a chance to tie the game or take the lead.
And those are the things that Prep has to take advantage of. If Bell West gets an open shot and they miss, you got to convert on the other end.
Brendan Buckley over to City, going for the three-pointer.
Oh, he's on fire.
Creighton Prep has taken the lead at 53-52. Justin City with 17.
Timeout.
Bellevue West.
Wow, what a turnaround. Justin City, 7 straight points for Prep to open the quarter. Hepburn had 2 free throws, but that's not an answer enough for Justin City. He is just feeling himself right now. I think he's made 6 straight shots if you include his free throws.
Man,
he's just scorching hot right now. And Prep really is starting to press that advantage that they have in size. They're driving the hoop a lot more than they were. And if you're Bell West, you got to make a choice. Do you maybe force Fiddler to play in the post to mitigate that size advantage? Do you bring Greg Brown back in even though he's got 4 fouls? It's really a no-win situation because either way you're giving up something. You just have to pick what something that you can give up would hurt your team the least.
Justin City has matched the career-high number he put up in the second matchup with Bellevue West last year with 17 points. He's a point shy of tying his career high, which he set last Tuesday night in the first round of the tournament against Omaha North. He's got the Junior Jays up by 1. What can Chucky Hepburn and the Thunderbirds do? Josiah Dodsler, guarded by Wiley, into Hepburn. Quick spin move, couldn't get away from Buckley. Still working, Hepburn fouled. No, he traveled. Oh, he traveled. Hepburn can't believe it.
Great defense by Brendan Buckley there, forcing Hepburn into mistakes, and that's what Prep's going to have to keep doing. Brendan Buckley, as we've mentioned multiple times, lockdown defender, but how long can he keep it up? Because he's going to have to keep it up for the rest of this quarter. Prep's going to hold on to this slim lead.
Brendan Buckley for 3. Off the feed from City, and Brendan Buckley makes it a 4-point lead. He's got 16.
Well, we know which 2 people for Prep are going to touch the ball.
Now Josiah Dodsler, Thunderbirds on the ropes.
That's a jump ball.
Watch out. And what are they going to call here?
That's a jump ball. That's Prep's ball.
Creighton Prep takes over. 5:33 to go. Boy, has momentum ever shifted. We talked about there was kind of a lack of big momentum shifts in this game. Here you go right now.
There's about 6 or 7 seniors for Prep opposite us. Not quite the bird cage, but they're still making their presence felt. Now the issue is, can Prep get across the time?
Oh, stepped out of bounds. His heel touched the line, and he is not happy.
And that's a mistake for Camp. And Brendan Buckley, he's asking his teammates, where were you guys? They're pressing. I need some help.
Yeah.
I can hit threes. I can guard Chucky Hepburn, but Gonna need you guys to do something for me.
Here's Hepburn. Oh, beautiful move to get around Buckley. Here's a three-point try. Inselman rises up and puts it home. 1-point game again.
And Inselman, another one of those big guys for Bell West who can hit the shots. He's got 6 points tonight, all of them coming off threes, and he cuts the deficit to 1.
City gets it to Buckley.
They've got the size advantage on Rollins. They got to use it.
There he is. A.J. Rollins against Dodsler. He kicks out to Wiley. Back to City. He's got the hot
You got to
hand.
give the ball to Rollins in the post right now. He's got a size
Jungers.
advantage.
Rollins again. He's fouled, and there's that mismatch. They force the foul, and that puts Creighton Prep in the double bonus.
And that is on Dodsler.
Yep. Rollins is going to the line to shoot 2 free throws with Bellevue West, a 10-team foul.
So that means for the next roughly 5 minutes, every time there is a foul committed by Bell West when Prep has the ball, it's 2 free throws. That is something that Bell West cannot afford, especially with the offense starting to simmer down a bit.
First free throw good from A.J. Rollins. Only 2 points on the afternoon.
He's been quiet, but this Prep team, it doesn't matter if the stars are quiet. Somebody else is going to step up.
Yep.
We've seen that all season long.
Something different every time. Second one, no good.
Oh,
and
my
Luke
goodness.
Jungers with an over-the-back
That is
foul.
4 on Jungers.
And he's going to have to check out. How much is that going to hurt Creighton Prep? Jungers with 8 points on the afternoon.
And that is going to be a 1-on-1 for Bell West.
Yeah, so they're in the bonus. So it's going to be quite the free throw game from here on out with 4:52 to go.
Looks like it's William Kyle to the line.
Yep. And looks like Connor Buckley is checked in for Luke Jungers.
So now that size advantage basically gone for Prep. Question is, what are they going to do to deal with it?
Oh, great offensive rebound off the miss. Dodsler to take the lead from downtown. It's good. Josiah Dodsler. Bellevue West up by 1.
And you got to grab those rebounds if you're Creighton Prep. You can't afford mental errors like that that give Bell West the momentum.
Justin City over to Brendan Buckley. 4:30 to go in the fourth quarter. Buckley against Fiddler. Drives in. Looks for a pass. Gets it to his brother Connor Buckley. Wiley, Brendan Buckley. City at the top, guarded by Hepburn. Everybody making noise here in the hider, nearly a steal.
That's a kickball.
Yep, they are going to call a kickball violation.
Ooh.
As those are some trying times down there. City nearly had it turned over. 4:14 to go, fourth quarter. Creighton Prep keeps the ball.
Taking their time. City and Brendan Buckley not quite creating at the rate they were earlier, but still very dangerous.
Brendan Buckley drives in, kicks out Wiley. Now Justin City.
And they've
Gets a
used a
screen.
couple screen and rolls with Rollins. They got to take advantage of that, though.
There's Wiley again. Looking for something. Has Connor Buckley over to Brendan Buckley.
Long possession here for Prep. You got to hope it tires out the defense.
Nice shot fake. Buckley for the lead. No good. Gets it back. Still fighting. And he's fouled. Shooting foul against Bellevue West. That's 11 team fouls, and Buckley's going to the line for 2 free throws.
And that's on Frankie Fiddler. That's his third. So now everybody's starting to get in foul trouble. Fiddler's got 3. Jungers has 4. A.J. Rollins has 3. Greg Brown has 4.
First free throw, no good from Brendan Buckley.
Everybody's getting fouls.
Yeah, you get a foul. You get a foul. Look at all these free throws we got. 11 for Bellevue West, 7 for Creighton Prep in the foul game, and we are tied at 58 as the second free throw is good. 17 for Brendan Buckley.
Hepburn coming back down the other way. He's still a very dangerous offensive creator, even this late in the game.
Oh, here we go. Frankie Fiddler drives in on Rollins. He's fouled, and the shot goes. Frankie Fiddler continues to dominate, 25 points.
And that is the worst case scenario for Creighton Prep because now Rollins and Jungers both have 4 fouls. And after that, remember, Tony Tubrick's out. They don't have a big man. They'll have to go small. And that's not really something they can afford against the Bell West lineup this big.
Fiddler does not hit the free throw, so it remains a 2-point game. Thunderbirds 60, Junior Jays 58. Here comes Justin City, 3:25 to go in the fourth quarter. City kicks it out. Wiley, 3-pointer for the lead, no good. Rebounded by Frankie Fiddler. And Chucky Hepburn will bring it back the other way. Long pass, the reach of William Kyle brings it in. Kicked out. Fiddler for 3, good! 5-point lead for Bellevue West. Frankie Fiddler is feeling it.
Wow. What a performance by Frankie Fiddler. 28 for him in the ball game. He is just on another level. Really just fighting to stay alive in this game. And now, as a coaching staff, you face a really tough question. Do you bring Jungers back in? He's got 4 fouls, but you might have to, considering how Bell West has just been killing them on the boards.
Yeah.
I mean, the real question is, who's going to score the ball? Because City's hot streak is over, Brendan Buckley's hot streak is over, and nobody else really had a hot streak.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting because you mentioned the issue Prep has with Jungers. I mean, we were thinking maybe Prep has the advantage because Bellevue West is putting them in the double bonus, but now Creighton Prep has the issue with their big men.
Yeah,
so.
It doesn't matter if you're in the double bonus if the fouls are spread out evenly. And the only Bell West player in danger of fouling out right now is Greg Brown with 4. Fiddler does have 3, but Fiddler doesn't play a position which would normally be called for fouls a lot. Fiddler is more of a guard or a wing, not a forward like Jungers or Rollins is. So it's unlikely that he'll foul out. So now Prep's just got to get something going, and maybe that's putting in a lineup of three-point shooters.
Yeah, they're putting Jungers on the floor, keeping the 2 big men in there, Jungers and Rollins.
They've got the starting lineup in. They might finish the game with this lineup if things go well. 3:11 to go. But you got to hope for Prep that things work out okay and that nobody fouls out.
Justin City, 17 points today. 3 minutes to go. It's in his hands. Dishes to Rollins. Buckley, big 3-pointer. No good. They needed that. Inselman grabs the rebound.
And the pick and roll working for Prep. They just can't take advantage of it. They can't hit the shots right now.
And
that's a
foul is called.
Oh my!
Yeah, it's 3.
Oh, that's a ridiculous call.
Yep.
I'm sorry.
1-1 foul is called against City.
I am sorry, but that is a horrible call. Fiddler was clearing him out.
Lukey, not a fan of that, as expected, and
I
Frankie
don't blame
Fiddler
him.
will go to the line. First free throw, no good. That was a 1-1, so
You gotta
Prep
go.
takes over.
You got to go. Less than 3 minutes now. You're down 5. You got to get a bucket here.
2:45 left. Justin City dishes to Buckley. Brendan Buckley tried to force to Rollins, and he's able to make the save. Dangerous play there. And Lukey calls a timeout with
Good
Rollins
call.
stuck in a corner. So timeout again. 63-58 lead for Bellevue West.
And you can see the stress on everybody's faces. This game could come down to the wire, or Bell West could blow it open. It all really depends on what Prep does this possession, because they've had a couple guys do great things at some point. Majay Wiley was great in the first half. Luke Jungers had a nice little run in the first quarter. In the second half, it's been mostly Justin City and Brendan Buckley, but neither of those guys are really scorching hot anymore either. So the question is, who do you look to try and get this game back in your hands? Do you try and go to Jungers or Rollins, even though that might risk them fouling out if there's an offensive foul? Do you try the threes, even though they haven't really been falling? It's a real debate.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting down the stretch. And story of this game, though, has been Frankie Fiddler. 28 points, just 3 shy of his career high, which he set last Tuesday night against Benson in the first round. Justin City's a point shy of the career high he set last Tuesday night against Omaha North in the first round. So the points, they're coming, and you got some big-time scores making plays here today. 2:35 to go, fourth quarter. Luke Jungers will inbound. Creighton Prep needs to make their shots here. Finds A.J. Rollins. Back to Jungers, now Justin City up top.
And if you're Prep, you got to put the ball in the hands of your creators. It should be City and Buckley controlling this offensive game for Prep the rest of the way.
Buckley guarded tightly by Josiah Dodsler. Still tightly, gets it to City. And he is fouled by Chucky Hepburn, and that's going to result in 2 free throws. So an opportunity here for Creighton Prep to draw back within 1 possession.
And these might be the points that really get Prep back into it, especially with a shooter as dependable as Justin City, because they're points, and they also come while the clock is stopped.
Yep, and Greg Brown, who you said has those 4 fouls, is going to check in after this first free throw. Justin City to make it a 4-point game. He has tied his career high, 18 points, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Both teams really trying to finish out this game with their best players. Will they be able to if there's foul trouble? We don't know yet.
William Kyle checks out. Greg Brown checks in for Bellevue West. Justin City, another free throw to make it a 3-point game. Up and good. New career high, 19 points for Justin City.
8 for 8 on free throws tonight.
And
He's just been incredible.
Jungers is coming out. Connor Buckley back in the game for Prep.
You have to wonder if Prep saw William Kyle going out and figured, you know what, we can save Jungers.
Yep. 2:10 to go, fourth quarter. Thunderbirds with a 3-point lead. Josiah Dodsler, Chucky Hepburn, drives in on Buckley, spins, dishes, knocked away, out of bounds. And a smart play by Dodsler to let it go.
And Bell West can really take their time here. They've got the 3-point lead, and their offense really relies on taking their time and waiting for somebody to get open anyway. So this plays right into their hands, and Prep might have to force a turnover.
Under 2 minutes left. Here's Greg Brown, guarded by City. Drives in,
Ooh.
spins. Inselman back to Hepburn.
Screen coming.
1:45 to go. Hepburn kicks it out. Here's the three. It is no good, but Fiddler's got the rebound, and he kicks it back out. Open look from the corner. Greg Brown, no good again. No, it's in. Oh my goodness, it bounced up and in. And Bellevue West goes up by 6.
What a shot by Greg Brown. And you got to get that rebound if you're Creighton Prep. That might have been the dagger.
Wiley, turnover. Here comes Hepburn. And the layup is good. Chucky Hepburn with 11. Bellevue West up by 8, and their fans appreciative. What a run.
And the taking out of Jungers might have been the killer for Prep.
Yeah, that rebound.
They needed that rebound, and they didn't get it. And then a turnover on the other end. And that's a really rough way to go out for a team that played so well all game, but now they're down 8 with 1:20 to go. And I feel like I've said that already 3 times today, and all 3 times nothing's happened, but looks like they need a miracle.
1:16 to go, fourth quarter. Remember, winner of this game takes on the Millard North Mustangs, the #1 seed in the tournament, Saturday night at 7:15 p.m. And if this score holds, it'd be Millard North and Bellevue West. Most anticipated matchup I've seen in a while. But
championship rematch, all those great players. That'd be fun.
Thunderbirds got to hold on, though.
Yeah, we got to see if Prep has something to say about that.
Yep, 1:16 to go, fourth quarter. Brendan Buckley will inbound. Junior J is trailing by 8, but in the double bonus. Here's City.
Bell West still pressing. Prep can't afford to take their time in breaking that press. They need buckets now.
There's that sense of urgency. City right to the basket, and he doesn't get the shot to go, but he is fouled. So City, already with that career high in points, will go to the line for 2 more. Foul is on William Kyle.
You got to wonder if you're Prep when you start playing the foul game, because one more foul by Prep and Bell West is in the double bonus, but you've got to figure at some point you have to start fouling because they're not getting stops right now.
City's first free throw is good, 20 points for him, and a 7-point game. Evan Inselman will come back in for William Kyle, so we've seen William Kyle coming in and out in the late stages of this one.
And Inselman, a much better 3-point shooter than Kyle. You wonder if that's why they're taking him out.
City, another free throw, good. 21 points for Justin City. Excellent afternoon, but
he's done very well from the line.
Question is, can the Junior Jays
But the rest of his teammates haven't really. Brendan Buckley's missed 2. A.J. Rollins has missed 2.
Oh, a travel. Here we go. Greg Brown travels there. And that'll give Prep the ball with 1:01 to go. A 3-pointer makes it a 1-score game.
You got to hurry here.
And there you go. Jungers right back into the game for Creighton Prep.
As is.
Along with Wiley.
As is William Kyle for Bell West. It's a chess match of substitutions right now, but Prep has to get a bucket, and they'd like it to be a 3.
Justin City drives in.
Got to get the ball out. Got to get the ball out.
Option. Oh, boy. Oh, it came back to him and went right through Buckley's hands. City looking for room, guarded by Hepburn. Oh, a travel. That's a killer.
That's not a travel.
Justin City travels. Bellevue West takes over with 44 seconds left.
That's an absolute killer. Justin City played beautifully tonight, but makes a travel at the worst possible time.
And there's the impact. It was Chucky Hepburn's defense that forced it. Frankie Fiddler with it off the inbound. Going to go to the basket and get it to go. 30 points for Frankie Fiddler. And now Prep really has to hurry. Alex Bullock straight to the basket, up and good. Back to a 6-point game. I think Prep might have to start fouling here. They don't want to foul Hepburn though, but they're going to have to. 28 seconds left. That puts Bellevue West in the double bonus. So Hepburn shooting 2 free throws no matter what.
And the free throw misses by Prep coming back to haunt them. They've had 7 missed free throws so far this game. If you look at the scoreboard, that would give them the lead right now if they'd been able to convert all those opportunities.
Hepburn connects on the first free throw. 71-64 lead for Bellevue West. Luke Junger's right back in the game. Alex Bullock has come in for 10 seconds, comes back out. I think he came in for 5 seconds and came out again earlier. Hepburn's second free throw is good.
That's 13 for Hepburn, and that might be a lucky number for him because it looks like it's going to lead to a Bell West victory.
Brendan Buckley, 25 seconds left. Gotta hurry. Drives it up. Great defense. Hepburn, stride for stride. It went out of Buckley's hands. Last touch by the Thunderbirds. So, yes, Creighton Prep will keep it with 18.9 to go.
I mean, if you think about it, it's possible that Prep could win if they get a 3 right here.
Gotta
foul,
get a quick 3.
Miss 2 free throws. 3, miss 2 free throws. 3. There you go. That's all you need.
Jungers.
Oh!
Fouled by Chucky Hepburn.
It's a rough foul.
And Jungers will go to the line to shoot 2 with 17.5 to go.
Hepburn now sitting at 4 fouls. And Jungers has also been uncharacteristically quiet. Only 8 points this game and none in the fourth quarter so far. So,
yeah, I mean, the foul trouble has kept him off the court for a good amount of the game. But, yeah, still hasn't had the same kind of impact that he usually has. Here's the first free throw. No good. Junior Jays need every point they can get. And
that's the 8th missed free throw.
Alex Bullock and Connor Buckley will check in. Bullock will check in now. Buckley's waiting at the scorer's table. Second free throw for Jungers. Also no good. Wow, so 16 seconds left. Jungers misses both. They foul Hepburn again. This time it's Bullock. And Jungers will come out of the game. Or will he? No, Connor Buckley's going to sit back down. He was at the scorer's table.
And just a really impressive performance tonight for Frankie Fiddler. 30 points, did it all, hit his threes, hit his layups, hit his free throws. Played some really good defense as well. And in the end, it's going to be Frankie Fiddler that will help lead Bell West, along with the great facilitating of Chucky Hepburn, who will get to 14 points if he makes this free throw. But Fiddler's scoring and Hepburn's great passing ability are going to carry Bell West to the finals this Saturday against Millard North.
Brendan Buckley, 7 seconds left.
Oh my.
City stepped out of bounds. The 3 was no good anyway. Bellevue West will take over. And
looks like that'll do it.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if Creighton Prep fouls right here. They're going to bring Casey O'Malley in the game for the last 6.9. And Brendan Buckley was a valiant effort, 17 points, but he's done for the night. Prep will not bother to foul. Saturday night at 7:15, Bellevue West, Millard North. It'll be right here on the Creighton Prep Sports Network. One of the most anticipated matchups, maybe the most anticipated matchup of the season so far. It's
1
gonna be
versus
special.
2, both undefeated. Couldn't ask for anything better. And all of you at home, stay safe, stay healthy, and we'll see you next year for the finals.
Yeah, next year, 2021. How about it? Bellevue West beats Creighton Prep 73-64 behind 30 points from Frankie Fiddler. And the Junior Jays will be back in action next on January 8th. Their next home game will be January 9th against Millard South. But for now, we got the finals to focus on next Saturday, and we will have them for you on the Creighton Prep Sports Network. So we thank you for being with us today. It was such a blessing to be able to call all 4 of these games. And it was a blast.
It
and we
certainly was.
Can't wait to do it again with 2 more on Saturday. So for
Tune in at 5:30.
Yep, 5:30 for the girls, 7:15 for the boys. So for Brendan Preisman, I'm Tyler Reedy saying good evening and